What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today we're going to learn about the Impressionist Period. Okay? Now, for those who don't know what that is, that's what we're here for. For those who do know about the Impressionist Period, come on in. Now, I'm going to go by the Impressionist Period as typically defined. And then we're going to break it down a little bit. Okay? Now, the Impressionist period is defined as a period. It's a period or an art movement. By art movement, they mean when this particular style was popular. Okay, during the 19th century or the 1800s, if you want to call it that. Okay, the 19th century, and it is known by its like shit. It's known really by two main things. It's brushstroke patterns and its use of light. That's what I mean. The brushstroke patterns they're also known as like very short but bold strokes. By short, I mean the brushstroke when like it's very fast, very fast strokes, right? But the strokes would have a lot of pressure to them, which means the paint, you can really see the stroke in the paint. Okay, so they're very short and very distinctive strokes. But what really makes the Impressionist period distinctive from other periods is its use of colors as it relates to light. What I mean by that is, let's say you want to draw an autumn scene. Like I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Now, everyone can see this. This is pretty much a bunch of trees in autumn. You see the leaves are red and yellow and some are green, right? Now, if someone were to ask you, what color are leaves? You probably a lot of people say green, right? But if I were to show you a bunch of trees in autumn, an autumn scene, you wouldn't just see green. You'll see a little bit of green, but you see a lot of reds, a lot of yellows, a lot of pinks, a lot of orange. You see a lot of brown. Well, the thing is, what happens when those reds and pinks and orange and yellow and brown and burgundies and all that? What happens when light hits it at a certain angle and at a certain time of the day? Okay? What happens? Well, those colors began to change according to the light. So, what once was red, sorry, bugs flying around. What once looked red will start to look kind of orange. And then orange can go into pink, right? What once was yellow can look gold, right? Or brown, or a certain brown can look tan. So, based on the focus, based on the light, what do you see? What has an impression on your eyes? What are you looking at? Here's another example. Let's say it's snowing outside, right? Let's say it's snow on the ground. And I would ask you, all right, paint a snow scene. You would probably paint it all white, because as we see, snow is white, right? However, here's the thing. What if you're looking at the snow, and let's say you're looking at the snow and the sun is setting. So you look at it, it's snowing outside. You're outside painting snow, but the sun is setting, and you have maybe one or two trees in there or a rock there, and those rocks and trees are casting a shadow. Okay? If the sun is setting and the light from that setting sun is hitting the snow and reflecting back at you, what colors do you think you see? You may see, oddly enough, it's tricky. You may see a purple. You may see a violet, a lilac color, which is a light purple. So he said, okay, well, the snow may look white here, or you may see some grays somewhere, depending on where the light is hitting it. You may see some grays that go into some purple, that go into some lilac, right? So even though you know snow is white, the question was, what do you see? What colors do you see? If you were to look at a color and say, what color do you think that is? And you say, well, even though my brain says the snow is white, what I'm actually seeing could be purple, could be lilac. So what do? While you're drawing or you're making the snow, you would make that particular space a light purple or a lilac color. Because based off the light that's coming, that's what you see. So that's what it is with the Impressionist period. It's based on, oh shoot, I'm sorry, a wasp almost came by and got me. That is what the light is giving the impression. Keep in mind when I say impression. The light from the sun at a certain angle and at a certain time of the day gives off a certain impression of light towards your eyes. Hence the term impressionist. What impressions are the light making on your eyes, on your senses? And then that's what you put. Because you may not see all brown on the tree. You may see some whites. You may see some grays. You may see some greens. You may see different shades of green. So what do you see? What is impressed upon your mind? Keep I said, knows what impressed upon your mind. That's what you put. Now, during this period, this Impressionistic period, this 19th century, there were many artists who were masters at this. And you may have heard some of them. You may have heard of Monet, Claude Monet. You may have heard of Edouard Manet, M-A-N-E-T. You may have heard of a person named Pissarro, Camille Pissarro. You may hear of a person named Renoir. Okay? And if you want to know what they actually, you can go to a museum. Many art museums have them. But the most recent, when I want to see it like in a movie form, I will go. Is a movie with Pierce Brosnan in the 90s, late 90s, 2000s, called the Thomas Crown Affair. Now, Thomas Crown Affair is a remake of an old movie in the 60s. Okay, but this one I'm referring to is one with Pierce Brosnan. I forgot the actress name, in the late 90s, and is based around paintings, in particular the Impressionistic period paintings. Okay, you'll hear names like Pissarro. You hear names like Renoir. You hear names like Monet and Manet. You'll hear these names in this movie, and they'll be in an art gallery where you actually see these paintings to know what I mean. You'll be able to see these paintings to know what I mean, and you can have a visual of the actual paintings that I'm referring to. And you've probably seen it before. But that is what's known as the Impressionist period. And out of all the periods of art that I know of, I would say by far my most favorite time period in terms of art is the Impressionistic period. That is my favorite. You know, you have your post-impressionist, you have your contemporary, you have your modern, postmodern, you know, you have your Renaissance period, all that. But my absolute favorite, the one that keeps the period that keeps catching my attention every single time is the Impressionist period. The Impressionists. Like, it's just something about the colors, the use of colors, like the unabashed, unadulterated, pure use of colors. Like, just there's no shortage of colors in the paintings. They're not holding back to me. They're going in. with the colors and the patterns and where they placed them, and it's so well placed. It's like it like to me, for my eyes, to my trained eyes, I could see those colors in real life. Like for me, if I'm looking at this wood table right now, I'm looking at this wood table right now outside, and I could see some purples. I could see some grays. I could see some tans. I could see some gold in it. I could see it. So when I'm painting it, you're gonna see some yellows, some golds, some reds, some tans, some grays. You'll see more of those than you actually will see just straight brown. Cause I don't just see straight brown. I don't. Especially with the light coming down from it right now at the angle that it's hitting, I can see different colors. So when I paint this, I'm gonna put different colors because that's my impression. So like it's just, and if ever there was a time period that I find myself mimicking more, it would be the Impressionist period. I find myself mimicking the Impressionist period more than any other period. I really do. Because that's as much of an impression it has on me. So, you all let me know what your favorite art period is. Mine's Impressionist. What's yours? Alright? Tell me what your favorite period is. Peace.